Welcome, boys and girls, to our lesson 3, which is a continuation of the topic floating and sinking. Today we are going to look at flotation. Okay? Flotation. So you must have seen very many bodies floating in water and some in air, like hot balloons or just an ordinary balloon. It floats in air. And there are things like ship that float in water. The same principle directs us in both cases. So the first thing we have to do, you can carry out an experiment at home or in school. Okay? You require things like test tube. You need a test tube here. You require some water. Okay? You require some sand. The sand is helping us to make the test tube float in water. So, for our case, just add some sand until it is vertical. When you add more sand, it will sink deeper. But the moment you reach the vertical position of test tube, that is enough for our experiment. Okay? So you can see now our test tube is floating. This is our test tube. This is test tube floating. Okay? It is floating. That is our test tube is now floating. So the experiment goes like this. Pour some water in the beaker and record the level, the reading L1. The level where the water has reached, let us call it L1. Okay? Then we also have here, after putting some sand in the test tube will float vertically and record the new reading L2. The new reading L2. Okay? After that, we can tabulate our work, but I've put it in point form for you to understand. Okay? The weight of the sand and test tube can be weighed and recorded. Okay? You can get the weight. That represents weight of a floating body, because our floating body is made up of test tube and some sand inside. Test tube and some sand inside. So if you weigh that sand which is in the test tube, the total weight of the floating body is recorded in newtons. Okay? What is the next thing that you have to record? Volume of water displaced. How can we get that? We can get that volume by getting L2 minus L1. L2 minus L1. That gives us the height of the water displaced, and if we know the cross-section area of the beaker, you can get the volume of water displaced. Because volume is basically cross-section area times height or times length. Now, having gotten the volume, you can get the mass of water displaced. This will be in cubic centimeter. Once you know the volume, you can convert it into kilograms, because we know the relationship here. A liter, which is 1,000 cubic meter, is equal to 1 kg. So you can get the conversion of units. So the volume can be found by getting the two levels, L2 and L1. You subtract, you get the difference, and multiply by cross-section area. Alternatively, you can always, if you are dealing with Eureka can, if you let a body float, it will displace water in a beaker. It will displace water in a beaker. If you have this scenario there, and your water is reaching here, so you only need to have to put that, and you will collect there. So if you put your test tube inside here, okay, if you know it can float, put it here, water will be collected. So we are interested in this volume. This volume. It is the volume of water that has been displaced. So we are talking about a special case of Archimedes' principle. A special case, because we had this in Archimedes. Okay? We had this. When a body is wholly or partially immersed, it experiences upthrust. That was Archimedes. Now we are doing law of flotation. We want to carry out the experiment, then we make a conclusion. So I have different two ways. You can get the difference between the levels multiplied by cross-section area. You get the volume of water displaced, or using Eureka can, you collect it direct and read what is in this beaker, which is having readings, or you can have a measuring cylinder. So we can get volume of water displaced, which leads us to mass of water displaced, and we can get now weight of water displaced. So from volume, you can move to mass. Mass, you can get weight. Okay? And you will find out that weight of sand and test tube, the weight of sand and test tube equals weight of the water displaced. So our tension is drawn here. There. Our tension. And that is what we call law of flotation. A floating body displaces its own weight. A floating body displaces its own weight. So, if you have cargo in a ship, you must also know the different ports where you are going to harbor, because it must have enough volume equal to the weight of the cargo. Otherwise, you don't need to go to that port. It is not deep enough to have water which will be displaced equivalent to the weight of the cargo. At this point, I want you to take note. What are we doing? We have said weight of a floating body must equal to weight of the fluid displaced. Fluid here refers to liquid and air. Okay? Liquid and air. But the bottom line of what we are dealing with is W, which is weight, can be broken down to mass by gravity. These are the key players in this topic. W, mass times gravity. Mass can be substituted by rho v, okay, from the density formula. So you are dealing with weight and also density, volume, and gravity. And then you need to know the conversion of units. The conversion of units. You need to know how you move from density in gram per cubic centimeter to density in kilogram per cubic meter. So this simple experiment verifies law of flotation. In a nutshell, how do you know which law to apply? When we are told a body is floating, then you tend to use law of flotation. So, other than that keyword floating, you apply Archimedes' principle. But the two are very close together. We shall have questions so that we see what is happening. Remember, law of flotation, the key word in the question will be a body is floating. The formula, the knowledge is weight of a floating body is equal to weight of the liquid displaced. Or generally, weight of a floating body is equal to weight of the fluid displaced. Because you can get questions regarding water, fresh water, salty water or seawater, and also air. Boys and girls, keep on subscribing, keep on learning, keep on getting key things, keywords, knowledge. Subscribe. Next we do in lesson 4, worked example. Till then, bye-bye.